This is the Non-Typical Nation podcast with your hosts, Brody Teal and Eric Labrie.
Let's talk hunting and absolutely everything else that goes with it.
Welcome back to a brand new Non-Typical Nation podcast. We're doing something a little bit different today, sort of casual. We've got Lance Albert with us. He's the owner of BRCO Hunts. We've got Troy Esau. You've seen his face before. You've heard him before in our podcasts. And we are right at sort of the tail end of our Saskatchewan moose hunt. Now, we're hunting moose, but we're also hunting mule deer and whitetail. And it's sort of the perks of hunting with this guy right here and his outfitting business. So we're on day 5 today. Day 3, I ended up getting a bull moose. I am ecstatic still about that. And now Troy is chasing bulls with the stick and string.
Yeah, chasing them with the APA.
And you had a ton of action early on, so why don't you sort of share with everyone how day 1, day 2...
Yeah, you bet. So day 1, very first thing in the morning, had a bull come out. Property we did not have permission to be on. And he came within probably 250, 300 yards, and unfortunately caught our wind and didn't make his way across. And that was it was a beautiful bull. Got some awesome footage of him, but unfortunately just didn't come across.
And so that was morning of day 1, and you needed him to cross the trail basically onto the other side. But he was coming in hot until he caught your wind.
Definitely coming in hot. Definitely fired up, ready to go. But unfortunately, I just basically got to the point of where he caught our wind. We had no cover. We couldn't go any further, and basically he used his nose and caught us.
Well, and that's the thing with Saskatchewan, right? You've got spots with no trees at all, no cover. Mm-hmm. Then you've got bluffs of bush and little drainages that you can occasionally work. Yeah. So just different terrain all over here.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Some fields have no trees on them whatsoever. Yeah. And like the field they were in just had the grain stubble, and that was it. And
that's crazy.
Not much you could do there unless you have a decoy or...
Yeah. Not with the bow. Yeah. Right, when you're going to get in close.
Yeah, exactly.
And so morning 1, you had that bull come right across the field, and morning 2 was pretty much the
morning
same
2
thing.
Smaller bull came from almost the same spot, and he came just like on an absolute string right to us, and just wasn't quite what I was after on day 2, but he came across running, grunting, coming in hot, but just couldn't make it happen. Wasn't quite big enough, so lives to see another day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then day 3, well, the moose action was day 3, was the morning you and I went out. And day 3, they were calling for strong winds. We knew it was going to be our hottest day of the week. So I woke up thinking, if there's any day it's not going to happen, it's probably going to be today. Mm-hmm. We got out there at about 6 a.m. Hunting start time was right around 6:50. And at 7:03, we had a bull come right on our trail. Gave us about 2 or 3 seconds. Camera turned on, scope on him, and kapow! We got our bull. That one happened quick, but just a ton of fun. Before we get too deep in the week, let's rewind a bit. I mentioned hunting with you has its perks. Yes. Why don't you give everybody the lowdown on BRCO Hunts, where you're located, and what you guys offer as an outfitting business.
All right, hello. As Brody mentioned, my name is Lance Albert. I'm a proud member of the Sweetgrass First Nation here in Treaty 6 territory in Saskatchewan. So I just want to follow up as to what Brody was saying, hunting with not only me, but all First Nation outfitters that outfit their business on reservation. You have no really set season, like anywhere, ours, for example, is September 1st to December 31st. So inside that period, you could hunt whitetail, mule deer, moose, elk, antelope, all in that season. And there's no set dates. It's all one season. So that is the perk of hunting on First Nation land in Saskatchewan. And it also leaves us, like, we gotta really manage our animals, saying that the season is from September 1st to December 31st. You don't really want to take all those animals out before their rut period comes, because they do got to find their mate and make those other animals. Yes, exactly. They gotta
still need to maintain a healthy population.
And so that is what interested me in your guys' product. That's how I found antler obsession, we put down the mineral during the rut period. You start putting down the mineral right away. That way they have those nutrients, so when their horns do fall off, they have a jump start on growing those horns again. And also the does have that advantage of giving the fetus that extra nutrients that they need when they're inside the womb. So that's how I got linked up with these guys. We just started messaging each other, and you know, I needed to know more. And man, I tell you, putting down that mineral in the December period really helps. And you know, it's amazing how you have a strip of mineral and you have the bait pile over here, and they're hitting that mineral hard. Yeah. Like they're hitting the mineral more than the bait, because they need that to get them through the winter. Well, the harsh winters here in Saskatchewan.
It's naturally craving because it has the nutrients that they need to reach their maximum potential, whether that's antler growth, body size, or just lifespan even. They know what they need, and they'll continue to hit it. But yeah, that just goes back to you and how much time and effort you put into managing your wildlife.
Yes, definitely.
You will only guide so many people every week. You'll only guide so many people each month, and so many people throughout the season. You set a limit for yourself.
Exactly.
And that is why we've seen moose every single day of the week, and that's why we've seen mule deer every single day of the week. And I'm hunting whitetails now, and we've got whitetails running around too, because you manage them. And yeah, you know, putting out feed, putting out minerals, they know what they need, especially in those harsh winter conditions. And then that keeps them around, that keeps them, you know, hopefully pulls them through the harsh winter, so you don't find deadheads all over the place, right? And you have more bucks for the next year. But yeah, super cool, you know, how you guys operate. Just all the different species you can offer for a hunting outfitting business.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, so we got that moose on day 3, and now I'm on to deer. And whether a guy wants to do bow or rifle, you're pretty much open to anything.
Yes, exactly. That, just like I said before, the September 1st, December 31st, you could shoot archery anywhere in those dates, or shoot rifle anywhere in those dates. And also new this year, we started the waterfowl. So BRCO is now doing waterfalls, spring bird hunts. We do the fall bird hunts too as well. So hit us up on Instagram at BRCO Hunts.
Yeah, and so what's neat as well, if a guy has a tough season, or if the season's not going so well, he might be able to slip into that December hunt as well.
Exactly.
Now, you are booking up and whatnot, so that's not a guarantee someone could get in, but it doesn't hurt to reach out to you and see.
With the madness going around in the world right now with COVID-19, the pandemic, everything's up in the air. Yeah. We're playing it week by week. Like I keep in close contact with all the hunters, and some of them say 1 week they're coming, and then 2 days later they say they don't want to come. You know, some people just don't want to risk that of traveling around and maybe getting sick. So everything's up in the air. We are filling cancellation spots up as we go. So yeah, like Brody said, reach out to us
on Instagram. So BRCO Hunts on Instagram.
On a lighter note, the opportunity is just incredible. Like myself, I'm from Manitoba, and I really don't have opportunity to hunt mule deer.
Yes, exactly.
Like the only way to chase Saskatchewan mule deer is through a native outfit like yourself. So it's really, really cool the fact that you can just show up and chase mule deer from September to December. Like you can do the spot and stock if you want, or you can hunt the rut late season. Like it's just really, really cool.
Exactly.
And you guys have taken some incredible mule deer over the years too.
Yes,
I know I've looked back in your photos, you've showed me some big ones. And that was, you know, I reached out to you because that's sort of what I wanted. And then I seen some of the moose you guys were taking down, so that sort of stole me away from that. But cool thing is, you know, I have a sit this afternoon. I have tomorrow as well. And if I have a nice mule deer come through, well, that gives you the opportunity. You could take that, right?
Yeah. Really, like the opportunity is just fantastic.
Yes,
really, just to knock some species off of a guy's bucket list.
Exactly, and that's why we are so honored to have that opportunity to give to you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's just win-win for both people.
Yeah.
You know, and for the hunter, like you said, if you say you're hunting in your home province and nothing goes good, hey, you know what, give us a call. You could have a second crack at it over here in Saskatchewan. But
and a lot of people don't know. They think that as an outfitter on a reserve that you guys can shoot as many critters as you want. That's not really how it works.
No.
You still have your set quotas
Yes.
that are given to you guys, so you still, you know, play within those boundaries.
Exactly. That's the important thing, you know. We work with the province on that one. They give us our export permits, and then the reserve also tries to follow those guidelines, and that helps everybody. It helps the herd of the animals, and it makes for better hunting. Like you guys said here, you guys seen lots of animals, everything: moose, whitetail, mule deer. You know, and we did see some antelope. Yeah, and it's just it's something that's very important out there. You can't just book a lot of hunters and have one good season. You know, you gotta really manage your areas. You gotta really manage your areas, and that is very important out there. So
well, and relationships for yourself is important.
Exactly.
Like you've told us, majority of your clients are repeat customers.
Yes.
They've been coming for 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
And you like making those relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it sounds like guys love coming back. I know we're already talking about next year.
No,
it's
an extremely personal experience, which I love. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm just another number.
Yes, exactly.
Getting put in a blind number. You're number 6 today, and hopefully you see something.
And and that goes back to talking about relationships. Like, he caught me on the phone. The farmer called because I called the farmer the grazing pasture. We wanted to know if we could go in there or when we could go in there. And he had called yesterday on our way out of a different property. And he's like, cows are out. We respect you calling. Get in there. The moose are calling. And it's good that they tell us stuff like that. They're like, he said, we know there's 3 big bulls, and Troy told him, well, hopefully there's only 2 at the end of tomorrow. So, stuff like that. It's very important to keep that relationship not only with other hunters, but the landowners. And it's all about respect. Yeah. Respecting each other, respecting the landowners, respecting other hunters.
I mean, you guys are the landowner. He's just the renter.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, he rents it out for his grazing cattle. Yep.
So, Troy, we were talking about this morning. Moose, mule deer, you're sort of after both right now. Whatever
I like. Being from Manitoba, you can't hunt mule deer. We don't have that option. So I'm really open to whatever. And I mean, still largely chasing moose after seeing Brody's dead bull. That's just a big animal. That
was awesome.
Huge. That was incredible.
Puts a lot of meat in the old freezer for the year. But no, I'm definitely not scared to pull the trigger on a beauty.
And you're hauling the bull around?
Still going with the APA, you bet. Try and make her happen.
Yeah. Right on. So you guys are hunting together for the next couple days. I'm sitting in a blind. I've got another guy that I'm working with. Yeah. And I've got a nice whitetail, a nice mule deer that's coming in the last little while. So hopefully something comes in the next.
Hopefully the whitetail comes. Like that whitetail. I remember showing you pictures of him in May when he started going. And now he's a nice 6x5, I think he is. Yeah. But he's a nice deer, and hopefully we could seal a deal on him. If not, any other deer that is a mature deer will.
Yeah, and it's neat because you showed us the photos, and we said, let's set up for this one. We set the blind up on Monday, put some antler obsession out, put some feed out, and that deer was back that evening, and he was back the next day, but we haven't seen him for a few days now. But the way I look at it, if he's not back the day after, then he should be back the second day. If he's not back the second day, then he really should be back the third day.
Yes.
But if he's gone for 3 or 4 days, then you start to worry sometimes a little bit. But we still have a day and a half left, so I'm going to be sitting my butt in the stand for the next day and a half. And you guys are on the search for moose.
Probably work that new piece. That's good country. Fresh land.
Walking around calling, and it was just weird. Like, we were walking right by the mule deer. They know that sound. They know that's a hot cow. Yeah. Like, they didn't move. No. They looked at us and they just kept feeding. And we walked right by, letting out the calls, and we saw a lot of mule deer this morning. So hopefully this afternoon picks up. Like this morning was the first actual calm hunting period that we had in the last 2 days? Two and a half days. So everything was just kind of getting back on their feet. So hopefully this evening when we get out there, everything's out there early, and we could set up on something and figure out a game plan from there.
Yeah, mornings have been hot. Like mornings have been really good. So even if you find some sign tonight, figure out where they are, get in there in the morning.
Yeah, definitely.
And try it, you know, hard and early in the morning. So I've noticed too when I was driving in here and driving around, there are geese by the thousands. Specifically snow geese.
Yeah, right now the snow geese are coming back,
Yeah, so you guys offer snow geese hunts in the spring and fall, is that correct?
Yes, and by next season and into 2023, we'll only have the 2 or 3 weeks of moose hunting, and the rest of the beginning of September and the ending of October will be waterfowl.
Waterfowl, which makes sense because there is loads of birds.
They are everywhere.
I've never seen this many birds.
And like I told you, they're just getting here.
Yeah.
So, and it's all the small birds. Wait till the big ones come through at the end of October. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, you were definitely right in the fly path.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. But yeah, beautiful country. I mean, Saskatchewan is known for world class.
Yes, for sure.
And I mean, you offer it.
Yep.
I know from a non-resident, I put in, and you do too, Brody.
Yeah.
You put in for the whitetail draw every year.
I've been putting in for 5 years and I haven't drew it yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm running 4 and still don't have a tag. Basically, unless you have a family member that lives in Saskatchewan, your odds of getting draw are remarkably low.
Yeah.
So basically, to come here and chase world-class whitetails in prime Saskatchewan country, like just stereotypical, like this is big deer country.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you've got a whole ton of stands set up on all your different properties for November rifle hunters.
Yeah, and like you guys see, a lot of them are already getting bait piles at them. The alfalfa. It's been extremely dry this summer, so you know the green feed is what they want right now. You know, everything's dead already, so we usually start. Like, we run our bait piles and our mineral piles all season long, but we usually start putting out bait right now.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, we usually start right at the beginning of moose season because the moose like that smell of the alfalfa too. So right from now till I'd say the end of January, we're hitting those baits hard. And we feed the deer right till January, February in those harsh winter months when the snow's too hard to dig through for them. That's when we really hammer out the feed for them.
Nice.
Yeah, and the mineral.
Yeah, especially this year with things being so dry, like all the plants and everything are just lacking nutrients. That's why those mineral sites are just so important.
Yeah.
Well, and I was asking you, I said, it's crazy how you have, you know, this regrowth in some of these fields, but these critters are still coming to these bait piles. And I'm like, it's interesting how they have feed in the fields, but they're coming to the alfalfa bales.
They're coming to the antler obsession.
And the antler obsession, right? They're coming to that combination of minerals and nutrients. And like you said, Troy, to me, that's their easiest way of getting nutrients and the lowest cost of energy to them, basically, right?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, like that muley that's hitting that bait, like his range is so small and he's had no trouble. Yeah. Right? Like he's got no pressure from hunters or coyotes until...
See, and that's the thing though, like most of the bait piles are in the bush.
Yeah.
So they would rather eat in the bush than out in the middle of an open field. Yeah. You know, like, so it's just that it's good for them, and it's good that we run those early baits like that.
Yeah. And that's what I noticed with that mule deer. I had a mule deer that's been coming in all week. He came in yesterday morning when I was there. And he was there yesterday evening. And what it is, yesterday morning, he came from that bluff of trees up on the top, came down, and then he went into the valley side. And he bedded in there all day. And in the evening, he came out from there and went right back into his bluff up top. Yeah, and so that's obviously what he's living in, is those two pastures.
His home range is 300 yards.
Yeah, until the rut kicks in, then he's moving all over. He's chasing those, and that's when you see those different deer.
But he's got good food. He's got cover and safety. Hasn't got into trouble yet, so why bother leaving?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Those tenderloins were awfully tempting. Well, guys, we just thought we'd do a quick podcast here, chat with Lance. You know, Troy, he still he's going to get a moose down. We're quite confident. But he's holding on to that stick and string, so we got to get him nice and close, because... You know, it's a little tougher than rifle, but you know, if anyone can do it, it's this guy right here. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, guys, check us out on Facebook. You can follow along with how this week went. This will be published after our hunt. So look back on our Facebook page, and hopefully you'll see some different trophy photos.
And check out BRCO on Instagram and get in touch with this man and knock a few animals off your bucket list.
Yeah, thank us later. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks.